The iPhone 8 has a great value, and if you don't believe me, if we don't share the same opinion, that's totally okay. Let me know down below in the comment section. Do you guys think the iPhone 8 is worth it in 2018? Do you guys think it has a great value? Actually, before you guys give out your opinion, wait till I give you my opinion. Actually, do whatever you want. Let's just start the video. Alright, so the iPhone 8 was released back in 2017, and the whole tech community, as soon as like a phone is a little bit old, this phone right now is 2 years old, and the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 10R and the iPhone 10s, and now in a week from now the iPhone 11 will be unveiled. The whole tech community is like, well, if this phone is old, it's bad, I don't recommend it. Most tech channels will make you believe that you need to have the latest phone, the latest and greatest phone to have the best phone. And I don't believe that at all. And I always said that, but you know, I never actually used an old phone, and I never actually proved myself that that was true. So that's why I used the iPhone 8 for 2 weeks, and it honestly felt great. It honestly made me feel great because it made me prove the other people wrong. The iPhone 8 feels like a flagship in 2019. Of course, the design might not seem like a flagship, and we'll be talking about all of that in this video. I'll just give out spoilers for this video. The iPhone 8 is a great phone, and you should definitely pick one up. Starting off with the design. The bezels, for example, are they huge? Yes. Do they bother me? Yes. Did I get used to them the first day that I actually used the phone for 2 weeks? Of course I got used to them, and they're totally fine. You'll get used to them. I mean, if you're thinking on getting this phone and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate the bezels, you'll be fine. And the build quality is fantastic as well. It feels really good in the hand. It's comfortable to type on. It's just a really comfortable phone. It's got a glass back, which enables for wireless charging as well. So I mean, it looks classy and wireless charging. The iPhone 8 also has stereo speakers, and I was actually quite surprised with them. For those of you guys who don't know, I never actually owned the iPhone 8. I mean, I played around it with, of course, in the Apple Store, but whenever Apple released the iPhone 8, the 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10, I picked up the iPhone 10, and as I said, I only played the iPhone 8 around in the store. So this was the actual first time that I was actually using the whole phone, and the speakers were actually surprisingly good. Maybe not as good as the iPhone 10s, but surprisingly good. One thing that was kind of disappointing was the battery life. The battery life on the iPhone 8 is not good. I'll just say that. I mean, the iPhone 10R, for example, has a great, fantastic battery life. My iPhone 10s has a good battery life. It's not amazing as the iPhone 10R, but it's still good. The iPhone 8 really lacks battery life. Of course, if you get the 8 Plus, you'll be getting a way much larger battery, but the iPhone 8 is a small phone, and the battery life is small as well. So that was kind of upsetting to me. I used this phone while I was in Hollywood, in California actually, and you know, in a trip, when you're traveling, you're using your phone quite a lot for directions, for maps, for camera, for everything. And I had to charge my phone like literally twice or 3 times a day. So that was pretty upsetting. Another thing that I was pretty upset is something that I knew that this phone didn't have, but I didn't know that I was going to miss this feature that much. And that's portrait mode. On my iPhone 10s, I have portrait mode. And to be honest, I've been using portrait mode on the iPhone 10 as well, and on my iPhone 7 Plus. So I've been using portrait mode on every single phone. So this is actually the first time that I haven't had portrait mode on a device, and I've missed it a lot. The double lens on a smartphone really does make a difference. So if that's something that you're interested in, if photography is something that you're pretty much really interested in, if I were you, I would not pick up this phone. Other than that, the camera is amazing. I mean, just check out these photos that I took on my trip to California. I mean, the detail, everything about this phone, the lighting. I was honestly pretty surprised on the camera of the iPhone 8. One thing that I do have to say is that low light on the iPhone 8 is not really good. I'm actually pretty spoiled with my iPhone 10s because the iPhone 10s has one of the best cameras right now in the smartphone market. Let's talk about performance now, because performance is something that always gets me really mad, because Apple, every year they bring a new iPhone, and every year the iPhone is faster. It's like the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro, every year it got faster, but we don't really need this much speed on a smartphone. And the iPhone 8 speed is more than enough. I mean, to be honest, like the iPhone 10s has like the fastest chip in the market right now. Do I care? No. Honestly, like when people tell me, well, my Android is faster than yours. Well, good for you. My iPhone is faster than yours. Well, good for you. I don't care. I don't really need speed on my iPhone. I don't think there's even a game on iOS right now on the iPhone that really takes the full advantage on the performance of your iPhone. So the iPhone 8 performance is more than enough for anybody. The iPhone XS performance is more than enough for everybody. So that's just something that I really have to tell you guys, because it always gets me angry when people are saying, well, my phone is faster than yours. Well, guess what? I don't care. All right, and wrapping off the video with probably the most important thing about this phone is Touch ID. It's this whole dilemma between Face ID or Touch ID. Is having a home button bad in 2019? And the answer to that is no. Well, you can't use Touch ID when you're wearing gloves. Well, guess what? Take your gloves off and freaking put your finger in the phone. Honestly though, Face ID has its good things and its bad things. Touch ID has its good things and its bad things. Which one do I prefer? Of course, I prefer Face ID. But Touch ID is really good, and it was actually really fast. I forgot how fast Touch ID is. In fact, I might even say that Touch ID is a little bit too fast. That's one thing that I really like about Face ID. Like sometimes I just want to look at the time, and I can glance at my iPhone XS and look at the time. On the iPhone, it's so fast that if I press on the home button, it automatically unlocks. So that means I have to press on the power button to see what time it is without actually being unlocked. So that's one thing that I kind of don't like about Touch ID. Everything else, it's super fast, and it just makes you forget that it's there since it's really, really fast. So no, having a home button isn't bad either. Do I prefer not having a home button? Yes. And that's the thing if you compare an old phone in 2019. Is the iPhone 8 great? Yes. Is it as fancy as all the latest and greatest iPhones? The answer to that will be no, of course. But do I recommend the iPhone 8? Here's the truth, okay? Here's what you came for. Do I recommend the iPhone 8? My answer is yes. This is a great phone. It's got great value. But if you can afford the iPhone XR or the iPhone 11R, of course, go for it. But now the iPhone XR, since the iPhone 11R will literally come next week, which I'm super excited about. Definitely subscribe to this channel if you're new, because there will be a bunch of content for those videos as well. If you can afford the iPhone XR, I would suggest getting the iPhone XR. If you can't, that's totally okay. We all can't afford everything. Get the iPhone 8 because this phone has a great value. Do not get the iPhone 7. Do not get the iPhone 6 if you're buying a new phone in 2019. So hey guys, those are my thoughts on the iPhone 8. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm honestly pretty jet lagged. I feel like I'm still in California right now. Gosh, I really miss California.